Good morning, class. I did want to just take a few minutes to talk to you a little bit about this week. Now, I know that some of you did extremely well in the quiz, and others not as well as you would like to have done. However, you know, now you know exactly what the quiz is like, and so I think that you'll be able to study a little bit more effectively and do better on the next quiz. They all have basically the same type of format, so just keep studying hard, reviewing material, and one good way to study would be just to answer every one of those questions on the discussion board as a way to prepare. Of course, you don't have to turn all four in, only turn in two, but that might be a good strategy. Anyway, this coming week, the discussion board is pretty straightforward. There's only three questions, okay? So you have to choose two of those questions. Now, the first one, is about the synoptic gospels and really talks about defining the synoptic problem and is there really a problem? And it's a pretty straightforward question. I think that if you look hard in the book, you're going to find the answers, but make sure you answer every part of that particular question. And then also the next question has to do with the synoptic problem as well, but it focuses mainly on the various theories that have been given in order to try to solve, the reason why they're similar and different. Now, it's pretty straightforward. Listen, define each one of the theories that are listed on the question. Define it thoroughly. Give me a representative scholar. And at the same time, then make sure that you explain, give me some good reasons why you chose which one you think best answers or best solves the literary relationship between the three synoptics. And then the last question is about form criticism and source criticism as well as redaction criticism. Now, that question, you're going to find the answer in a couple different places in your book. So make sure I want you to define each one of those as thoroughly and as much detail as you can. And then, of course, answer each one of the parts of the question after that. A couple things I need to make you all aware of. Number one, if you want to get a good score on your discussion board, make sure you have 5 citations, scholarly citations for your original posts, and then 2 scholarly citations for your replies. Now, you must also take a few minutes, go and read over the SOD Writing Manual. That's School of Divinity Writing Manual. There are examples, very clear-cut examples of the proper forms for each of the footnotes. And folks, those of you that have the e-reader version that I sent out that attachment for you to see the proper form, listen, I'm not asking for the name of the chapter, okay? You put the chapter number where you're citing from, but I want the nearest heading from which you're getting that information. So I don't want a chapter title. I want the title of the heading under which you're getting the information, okay? So it's pretty straightforward. I think that, with that little kind of correction, you'll be able to get it pretty well. Also, just, looking forward a little bit, I know that the paper seems to be so far in the future, but please trust me, it's going to be here and you're going to be shocked how quickly it gets here. So listen, start doing your research now. There's one particular area. So you need to know not only footnotes, but also bibliography, the proper bibliographical footnotes, but also here, listen, you're going to cover during this period, of course, the period of Alexander the Great and then following him. And I know some of the sources mention Hellenism, which is Greek culture, but you may need to get a few other sources that are going to help you define Hellenism. And I want you to tell me, okay, this is where students lose some points because they'll mention Hellenism, right? But they won't really define it, tell me what it is, and I want you to tell me how Hellenism affected Judaism. Not only Judaism as a religion, but how did it impact their culture? How did it impact their way of living? Tell me the various ways that it specifically impacted the Jews during that particular period and down the line as well. So just wanted to make that clear. Also, your special section, whatever you choose to do your special section on, you're going to probably need to get a few extra resources that deal specifically with that section. It's not enough for you just to regurgitate to me about what's already written in the book. For example, if some students, they like to choose the Pharisees, which is great. It's a great, group to kind of focus on. However, if you just tell me what is in the book, that's not good research. I want to know more about the Pharisees. Tell me, so you're going to have to get some sources that can really help you, define a little bit more specifically in greater depth. Also, just make sure you proofread, guys. And I think that if you do that, you'll do a good job. You guys, there's great improvement this week. So listen, that's awesome. Keep improving. Read the comments. If you have any questions, please shoot me an email. More than happy to help any way that I can. Listen, you guys, I want you to do well. I want you to succeed. So just keep working hard. You guys are going to do just fine. And I would even start studying for your quiz even now, because that will help in next week. Anyway, hope you guys are getting ramped up for Easter as we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And it is my hope and prayer that this will be just a tremendous worshipful time for you and your church family. All right, God bless you guys.